Three, two, one. Hello, welcome to another episode, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Netflix miniseries, Madam, a story about Madam C.J. Walker called "SelfMade." This came out a couple weeks, actually, probably about a week ago, and I wanted to take a moment to share my thoughts on the movie and go a little bit deeper beyond some of the meanings and interpretations other people have done. First off, let me say, for a woman of color to even have her own business at that time was just unheard of. I mean, I know when I heard that they were making this movie, I was totally just taken aback by the fact that there was such a person. The movie stars Octavia Spencer as Madam C.J. Walker, Tiffany Haddish as her daughter Leah, Carmen Ejogo as Addie, and Blair Underwood as Charles James Walker, her husband. Those were the key actors in the movie. And I had a little bit of different perspective on the movie. Most of the story is fictionalized in order to, be entertaining. But I don't think the movie was intended to be a true account of her life verbatim. I've heard a couple of reviews of people saying that they felt that how they made Addie and CJ Walker fight against each other and the rivalry they had was just untrue. And you got to make entertainment. It is what it is. I wanted to touch on that fight scene that goes on as in part of the movie where they're showing what's known as colorism. And the black culture, it's known, I mean, that light skin versus dark skin versus mocha, versus fair, Spike Lee touched on that in his movie School Days. If you've not seen it, definitely recommend looking that up. But this is a real issue in our community that we, as people of color, are always comparing each other based on the color of our skin tones, which is just ridiculous. I don't even know why that even came up. Actually, I do. I've read a book called The Willie Lynch Story, and that's something else. But if you're curious about that, just Google Willie Lynch. So moving on, the next part of the story that I really enjoyed was how they touched on her willingness to bootstrap that business. I mean, women have struggled for centuries to be recognized as more than just baby birthers and housewives who cook and clean only. There has been a power struggle between men and women for control of dominance in a relationship. And they really bring that out in this movie when you see the interactions between CJ Walker and her husband and how he is constantly basically playing tug of war with her. Now he does support her, but it seems as though once things start to move beyond his control and he feels he should be at the top and he's not. And she's constantly letting him know that it belongs to her, that it was her idea, it was her concept. Now, whether or not that was all true and true as her as a person, we don't really know unless she wrote a diary. But I would say that for her to achieve the success that she did, she had to be that type of person. She had to be that just charge and go. And I really like that they brought that to the front because, women having their own at that time was just not heard of. And you'll see in parts of the movie how they show that when she talks to other women, and those women are more like, they don't get involved with what their husbands do. They're comfortable with sitting back and basically, doing the cleaning or having a maid do the cleaning, but not necessarily getting involved in the day-to-day business activities of their husbands. And she was definitely an alpha female. She was definitely a headstrong alpha female. The next part that I wanted to bring up was, they call it the Walker Girl, where once again, if you're light, you're all right. If you're brown, you can stick around. And if you're back, you better stay back. So this is the core meaning behind the parts of the series. A full-figured black woman is not the image that most people see as being successful. You know, when they show a full-figured woman, most of them was the Aunt Jemima mama, you know, rag on her head, and she was basically for cooking. And here you have a full-figured woman being in charge. And, you know, then on the other side of that was a fair-skinned woman known as Milano that was more appealing to the eyes. And those issues exist still today. You still have that dynamic in today's society, you know. So for people to kind of put that part down, really, that was showing the truth. And I think we as a society need to see that truth so that we can move beyond it, so that we can stop judging based on fair skin. Oh, you must be more intelligent and more marketable, more whatever. And I think what really needs to be shown here is that we as a culture have created something that we need to discard. We need to throw that away for good. So as the movie also portrayed was a part that I thought we as a culture don't address is our health. You know, she died of kidney issues and, you know, hypertension, kidney failure, high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. That is still part of our culture. And it's because of the way we as a culture eat and take care of ourselves. And, you know, success is more than just making top dollar. Success is also about taking care of ourselves internally as well, and taking care of our minds and all those things combined. So, you know, she was great. I mean, it's too bad that she died at such a young age due to those health complications. And who knows what she could have accomplished had that not, you know, taken her life sooner and so forth. So all in all, I thought it was a really good movie. I felt that they did a great job showing us the struggle of what it was like for someone like that to even just to be out there in the world saying, here's my factory. I'm building it. I want to raise money. I don't want to make sandwiches. I want to be out with the guys. I want to have my own dollar. And for women back then, I can only imagine what the struggle was for her to even be taken seriously. And she didn't stop. And she saw that there was a product that was needed. So I hope you guys check this out. I really enjoyed it. And if you like this, go ahead and hit the like button down below. Leave a comment and hope to see you on the next one. All right. Peace.